People, lesson versus companions. In a recent reaction video by the name of You Ain't Gotta Say It Like That, the female spoke truths regarding having energy vampires and blockers of various forms of abundance. The points highlighted were those of like-minded beings with the understanding of the ramifications of craving for just having people in your vicinity just because. In other words, I've observed those who will accept having less than desirable types around just to quell quote-unquote loneliness just for the sake of company. This behavior is detrimental to one's mind, spirit, body, and finances. I can attest to the fact of being around one who's not good for a light being.
What's a light being?
It is one whose mind and spirit is brighter than others. Likened to a porch light in the summertime, it attracts all sorts of bugs, and people at times are bugs, bugging for money, bugging for energy, etc. And the issue isn't those aforementioned. It's the constant taking without acts of replenishment or reciprocation that is the issue. To further elaborate, I spent time with the lady that I thought was a team player some time back. There were early red flags that I saw, but I figured since it wasn't me, that it wouldn't affect me. Oh, how I was mistaken. Because she put more effort into drunkenness and high life versus the effort of rectifying her past, present, to have an abundant future, that there wasn't any growth. It wasn't any growth without any pain, essentially. I couldn't get her to understand that if she really wanted to grow, she had to accept her pain and handle it. And many choose buffers such as alcohol and dope to deal with pain, which only makes the issues worse and sometimes beyond repair. Now, I did notice, I noticed parts of my previous self in her. And so I mentioned to her to give her mind and body some rest from that type of life, to heal and repair, and to clear her thoughts, to refocus, to no avail. Instead, she became combative, taking offense that I wouldn't join her in wallowing in the muck. I never exposed that I recognized my previous self in her and rectified it. I just, hit her with the solution that's universal for all. At any time when you find yourself on the wrong road, a moment of reflection and redirection is always the answer, because that's where you'll get the solution to rectify the situation. But she did not. And subsequently, it was the demise of everything and one that she touched, including her own children and family. Kind of like a walking talking plague. Now, I'm aware of how that sounds, but truth is not to be diluted because of feelings. The lackluster type of relationship that we men at times willingly accept was and is a failure of self and those who may count on us for strength, knowingly and unknowingly. Lastly, going back to the light being section of the video, for as long as I can remember, there was a constant of attracting broken females, masquerading as a love interest. My good-natured, hard-working, and grounding energy was a beacon for brokenness. And that goes for both genders, by the way. It's not a male thing or a female thing. It's a people thing. That is why the video is titled People, Lesson versus Companions. It wasn't until I chose to no longer deal with less than females who capitalize on carnal pleasures and financial vampirism that the lesson of true companionship and its overt nature was truly understandable and utilized on a daily basis. This was a lesson on attaining true companionship against the machine of lack and disparity. I could go on, but it's my belief that the gist of it has been articulated, and that's the reality.